Hey, welcome back to another episode of Collector's Corner. I'm your host, Corey Smith. I'm glad you tuned in for episode 21. Woo! Episode 21, we are breaking out more books. In fact, this is a special one-topic episode. We're talking about one book, my favorite book of all time. I already did an episode on my top 5 favorite books from my childhood. But now I'm actually just going, all told, every book I've ever read in my goddamn life. This one stands out more than any of them, and I'm talking about Summer of Night by Dan Simmons.
Ye intruders beware.
Woo! Yeah, baby! This motherfucker is so good. I have read it multiple times, got all the different releases in the collection, which I'm about to break out show to you real quick. But first, before we do that, you know I need you to like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share.
Follow me.
Woo, yeah, baby. We got so many more pieces of the collection to show off, so I don't want you to miss a thing. But today we're all up into Summer of Night by Dan Simmons, released in 1991.
What year?
It's a coming-of-age horror story. It's sort of like, think of Stephen King's It, or Stephen King's The Body / aka Stand By Me. You got a group of kids on an adventure in the early 60s, in fact, 1961. So you got 1961, Elm Haven, Illinois, small little Midwest town in the early 60s, corn town, out in the middle of nowhere, Illinois. You got 5 kids. You got the main protagonist. You got Dale. You got his best friend Mike, who's sort of like the tough kid. You got Dwayne, the sort of like chubby, nerdy, book nerd kind of kid. You got Harlan, he's the like sort of like white trashy, from the trailer park, carries a switchblade kind of kid. And then you got Kevin, who is sort of like just a little nerd, living in town, part of the gang.
Let's be friends forever.
So yeah, you got these 5 kids out on the bikes, roaming around town, roaming around the cornfields and out in the woods and playing war and all this kind of stuff. Summertime, 1961. But they noticed something weird in the old school.
I'm so scared.
Oh my God, it's crazy. There's evil hidden in this school, and that thing is going to need to be stopped. And it's up to these 5 kids, and they gotta get through some crazy adventures. They gotta figure out what is going on. It's this evil sort of monster that's coming out of the school, and it's killing kids and attacking kids and all this kind of stuff. But here we go. Let's look at the collection pieces, though. Enough of the prologue, enough of the review, the summary. It is a great book, my favorite of all time. If you think you would like a coming-of-age 12-year-old kids on bikes adventure, 1961, then this is the book for you. We got the original hardback right here.
Now go have an adventure.
So here's the Old Central School, as it's called. Here's the artist's rendition. And then this rendering truck, as it's called in the story. It makes several appearances. It goes around and picks up roadkill and all kinds of shit like that. Ends up terrorizing the boys a couple times. The guy that drives it, this fucking crazy old man that's possessed by the evil that's taken up residence in the school. So yeah, big ass. Here we go. Look at that. It is the hardback. 1991 hardback. That's the hardback, the original release. So yeah, if you're into the hardback kind of stuff, boom, there it is. Got the whole write-up. You know how these work. You know how a hardback book works. I mean, dang. Hardback book. I didn't get the hardback book as my first release. I came along a little bit later, tracked that down a few years after the fact, once I realized I loved this book so much and I needed to read it and I needed all the editions in my collection. But right here, this paperback release, this is my first release of the book. This is the one that I originally bought at Read More Book and Cards, Franklin, Tennessee, up there in the early 90s, Alexander Plaza, Highway 96. For all my Franklin folks out there might remember Read More. Oh, yeah.
Hey, it's Franklin.
Picked this bad boy up. I went, dang, this looks cool. Let me, oh, it's got the window in here. Let's open it up. Ba-da-bow! Oh, my God. There is the old Central School again. There are the kids on their bikes. School's out. Now it's time to learn fear. Oh. So, yeah, there are the kids out riding their bikes, doing their thing. Yeah, but you got the window. You're up in Dale's bedroom right here, and he's looking out like, oh, dang, that school is fucking scary. Yeah, so summer night. This was the original. You can see shit's falling out, busted from the binding. Pages all come out everywhere because, like I said, I've read this copy several times. Oh, yeah, I mean, he's taking a page out of the coming-of-age horror. But, this shit is still good. I like it a lot. But that's not the only paperback release on Summer of Night. Dan Simmons.
I've never seen so many books in all my life.
You got the UK release, too, that also came out originally in the early 90s there, 91, 92, whenever the paperback eventually was dropped here. This is the UK release. Got a different cover. Look at that. Still got the old Central School on the front. Got some creepy giant moon and light and lightning bolts and wind and all this kind of stuff. Oh, yeah. So, same thing. Nice big write-up. Got the reviews. UK. Great cover. Good, different cover, alternate cover. Had to have it in the collection. Moving right along. Later on, they done released another cover. This thing came out early 2000s, 2002 maybe, I believe, somewhere around there. Updated the cover. Still got the crazy Central School. That is the central antagonist of the story. It's just an evil that lives up in there, and it sends out these evil vibes, and sometimes it can take over a person's mind and make them be a servant to the evil and do bad things like terrorize kids and try to kill them, try to run them off the road, all that kind of stuff. Again, simple write-up, just like you always see in the books. So that's that was the next edition. Then, shit, they just cannot stop releasing editions. We got another Summer Night updated cover from the early 2010s when this thing came out. Or maybe, I don't know, somewhere around there, late 2000s, early 2010s. Anyway, Summer Night. Now you got the cornfield, because, there's some spooky shit takes place in the cornfield. I mean, they do live in a corn town in Illinois out in the middle of the farm country. And so, weird shit. Corn is scary. I mean, have you seen Children of the Corn or read Children of the Corn? Corn is spooky, and so they got some spooky moments and some corn going on here.
Children of the candy corn.
So there you go. Boom. Oh, you got Dale. I'm assuming Dale. He is the protagonist. Does show up in a later sequel, Winter Haunting. The sequel about 20 years later, and Dale comes back home, to figure out what the hell happened that summer of '61. Dang, there was some crazy shit going down. But the paperback releases are not done. Look at this big old thing. We got the big, giant, oversized book. Good golly, Miss Molly, right here. This was the last or the latest paperback release edition. Did it in the oversized. I mean, it's still a sizable book, even in the oversized print. This book is heavy and thick. Whoa. What she's saying. Oh my goodness! But yeah, another. You got the kind of misty, foggy Elm Haven, Illinois. Little small town. Kids are sneaking around in the dark on their bikes and trying to steer clear of the evil, trying to eat and kill every one of them. And if they don't stop it, the whole world may be doomed.
You're doomed to stay.
So, there we go. We went through the hardback release. We got 5 paperback releases. Well, what else is there? Well, damn, they had to do the audiobook. Oh, yeah.
And you listen good.
So, yeah, here we go. You got the CDs. This big old book of CDs, you know, going on the road trip. If you're commuting, whatnot, you'd be throwing in each of these discs in order, listening to this story, getting to our fucking disc, keep going and going and going and going. Look at that big old thing. Woo-wee! That's a big old fat CD box set right there. Audiobook, CD style, if you're still doing it old school, or if you were doing it old school back in the day. This would have been a good addition to your collection. That's what I like to say. So, audiobook, CDs. Come on, is there anything left? Could there be any more Summer of Night by Dan Simmons? Well, there could. We got one more audiobook version. Oh my God, now we've got the MP3 CD. It's the whole book on double disc. You don't have to carry around the big old thing. And it's got the digital download code. So you can put that shit on your phone, put it on your Kindle, on your Fire, whatever the hell kind of electronic book shit you're listening to. Now you got the MP3 CD. Put that shit on the hard drive on the computer. Boom. And you ready to go. My goodness. So yes, that is a lot of Summer of Night by Dan Simmons. Don't know how many book lovers we got watching this episode or this series, but damn, I cannot recommend this enough, especially like I said, if you're into some coming of age horror, if you're into kids on bikes on adventures like, you know, Stranger Things, all the shit that's bringing that back, the It remake, Super 8, all these great sort of coming of age horror shows and movies that have been coming out over the last little while. This book will fit right into it. I mean, let's say a bold statement.
Here we go!
I like this better than it. I think it's better than it. Stephen King gets a little bloated, a little long-winded, too much exposition, and sometimes I get a little bored. And I'm not saying it's not great, but Summer of Night, I think, just fucking tunes it up. It's just like, get it fast to get it going. Even though it's still a thick-ass book, still a long adventure, you're not going to just knock this thing out in a couple of nights. But I just think it flows so much better. I think the characters are a lot cooler. The monsters, the evils are a lot better than some old silly clowns. So anyway, we're going to have to go ahead and wrap this episode up. This special edition, one topic episode. Dan Simmons, Summer of Night. Check it out. Good God, you got plenty of options. You got digital audio books. Nowadays, you got the Kindles and the all that kind of stuff. And just, oh man, I don't know. There's no stopping you from getting this book in your hands and giving it a read. And that's all I got to say about that. So I'm going to go ahead and close this thing up. But before you go, if you haven't liked, if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't shared, I do appreciate it if you do so. I love all your views. I love all your comments. And I want to hear and see more of you so that we can talk collection pieces to the end of goddamn time. Ow! But right now, I'm out of here. And we'll see you next week. Woo!